immigration is a little bit fucked right now. All right. So let's do this, yeah? Today we're going to be talking about the real reason why a lot of Canadians want to leave Canada right now. And there's a lot going on in Canada, and a lot of people are oblivious to certain parts of it. But the real reason why people want to leave Canada right now is because the economy is shit, pardon my French, and people don't know if it's going to get better anytime soon. People don't know when we're coming out of the financial crisis. People don't know when the rent rates are going to go down or when the housing prices are going to go down. People don't know when they're going to find jobs. So there's a lot of things going on in the mix right now, and they're not talking about a lot of it on the news, in the media. First off, because a lot of like stuff is being silenced on the internet, on generally the internet, a lot of things are being silenced, or your post gets taken down when you post things about it. But let's go through the order of these things. Let's start with number one. What's going on right now with the immigrants? Okay, that's a big one. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. But the immigration is a little bit fucked right now. Okay? And I'm only here to tell you the honest truth. Only here to tell you the honest truth. So now with the policies changing, a lot of immigrants that came here for school are not going to be able to stay in Canada after they graduate. And that's a huge thing, right? Because their plan when they came to Canada to school was to stay or get a post graduate work permit or a PR. And that's not going to be possible anymore for a lot of people. They're going to have to leave after they complete their degree. So the future of a lot of immigrants, especially those that came here as students, is a little rocky right now. The path to immigration that they thought they were taking, it's not going to work out. It's not looking good, bro. So that's one thing. Another thing is it's just too cold, okay? Some immigrants don't like the cold. They've been here a few years, or maybe they finished their, studying or whatever it is they're doing. And they just don't see the reason to continue to stay here because it's too cold. For me, I don't think that that's a real reason to leave Canada completely when you just get here, but it's the reality of a lot of people, especially as they get older. Some people retiring. Why stay in the cold when you're no longer working? Go somewhere nice, somewhere warm, and live out your retirement. The third thing is there's just no jobs. Unemployment rate is up 6.8%. That's the current unemployment rate in Canada, which is the highest that has been for probably the last 20 years, if not more. So you go to school, you graduate, and all of a sudden you can't find a job. So many people competing for the same jobs, the same resources, and you can't find a job. So what are you going to do? You're going to want to move out of Canada. Explore other options. A lot of people are going to the States. It's closer, and they can find, jobs that are properly paying that they can't find in Canada. So why wouldn't they move? Another thing is that there are no good prices for listings. Okay? There are no good prices for apartments. If you're hunting for apartments, especially in the GTA, it's crazy. It's crazy expensive. There's a lot of competition. There's even bidding. Or the landlord is going to ask you to put 6 months advance rent, especially if you want to live downtown Toronto. Okay, that's a thing going on. They're going to ask you for 6 to 12 months rent in advance. Who has that type of money? So you're paying downtown on average $2,500 to $2,800, sometimes even $3,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment, and you're required to pay 12 months in advance. So a lot of the international students are having to do that. They're having to pay 12 months in advance. Of course, sometimes they get roommates and they both have to split that. But that's still a lot of money if you look at it, on top of their tuition. And there's a lot of people coming into Canada that are competing for these same places. drives the price up. The demand goes up, the price goes up. That's simple economics. The demand goes up, the price goes up for anything. In fact, not just like, rentals, not just properties, everything. The fourth thing is the inflation. Okay. The inflation has really, really been detrimental to a lot of Canadians and to a lot of things and life, quality of life in Canada. So you have to look at the inflation. Car prices went up. The prices of properties went up. The prices of clothes, food went up. The carbon tax was introduced. The price of gas went up. So a lot of the prices are just shut up. And people can afford it because to be able to afford it, you need a good paying job. And when there's no good paying job and there's no money in circulation properly, people just can't afford things. So what then? Right? By the way, it's almost Christmas and our packages are still not here because Canada Post is on strike, which is another thing that's going on right now. I hope they get what they want though, so we can get what we want, which is our mail and packages. But it's a little bit weird right now. But that's part of what's going on in Canada. So this is just an update of everything, or most of the things that are going on in Canada that makes Canada really, really interesting right now. The fifth thing that I would say is making people move to other countries is just there's other countries that are coming up with a lot of opportunities and a lot of just better quality of life. Okay, so quality of life will be the fifth thing. There's just not that much pros in Canada to say that the quality of life is the greatest on the planet right now or the greatest in the world. And that's a simple fact. Canada, like 20 years ago, 10, 20 years ago, used to be the place, right? Like everybody wants to come to Canada, which was around the period that I came to Canada because it was the dream, the Canadian dream. There was a Canadian dream and it was very much alive. Everybody wanted to come to Canada. When you came to Canada, it was like going to Stanford, prestigious country. And now it's debatable, but people are even preferring to go to the States. Like I know more people now that wanted to go to the States, that want to go to the States as opposed to 5 years ago. 5 years ago, the States was really like looked down on, especially in Canada. Like, oh, like, it's too dangerous. Oh, it's too this. They're too racist. But a lot of Canadians are moving to the States. They move into Miami. They move into different parts of Florida. They move into Texas. Also, real estate is very much more affordable in those places. You know what I mean? So they're moving there with their families. So Canadians are moving to the States, which is weird to me, but it's something going on right now. So those are 5 reasons why people are leaving Canada and going to other places. I've heard of people going to Dubai, which is another very active place right now, especially if you're a business person or an entrepreneur. Dubai is definitely one of the places to check out when you are checking out of Canada. But it is what it is, man. Like, I'm still hanging in here because I feel like Canada is definitely going to stand back on its feet. You know what I mean? But it is the reality of what is going on. And it's just life, you have to roll with the punches and you have to take things as they come and make the best out of every situation. Personally, I feel like Canada is one of those places that, the lifestyle, which brings me to number 6, bonus point. Sure, why not? It has to do with quality of life, but just the lifestyle is work, work, work. It's too stressful. You know what I mean? It's too stressful. All you do is work. All you do is pay bills, and it's crazy. It just isn't that fun. There it is. I said it. It just isn't that fun to stay in Canada. Canada is just about labor force, working, paying the expensive bills, and you don't even keep any money at the end of it. Which brings me to point number 7, second bonus point, the taxes. The taxes are just too high. Everything is taxed. Sales tax, income tax, everything is taxed. So what does that mean? You have less money in your pocket after you pay taxes, after you work so hard. You already have a lower purchasing power, a lower buying power, and now the tax takes more from you. You can argue that the tax is used to better the economy and better the amenities that we have in Canada. But in this point in time where there's a lot of disparity in income and a lot of people struggling, it further adds to the struggle when the money is being taxed at the rate at which it's being taxed. We have the carbon tax, income tax, sales tax, a lot of taxes. Canada's tax, it's tax like heaven. They love taxing in Canada. That's why people are looking for places that are tax havens to get away from all the tax. That's why people are going to Dubai and other places. But There's just too much tax, man. And those are some of the reasons that I wanted to give as to why people are leaving Canada. I made a video about this years ago. I just wanted to give an update because things got worse. Now a lot of people are running out of Canada or looking for other options. If you want a video about options to travel, like places to like emigrate out of Canada, let me know in the comment section and I'll make a list or I'll make a video about places to move to if you're trying to get out of Canada. Because I feel like, it's about time we have options. Have an exit plan in case, because you never know what's going to happen. Oh, another bonus point. I keep just remembering these stuff, but you can see the list keeps going on, and I'm not even going to mention everything, but the currency value is devaluating compared to the US dollar. The Canadian dollar is lower than the US dollar, and that's really bad, especially for people that do business, for people that travel. It's really bad, and you have less and less purchasing power when you go buy things abroad or when you go invest in real estate or anything abroad compared to the US dollar. So the currency is not doing that great. It's not looking hot. Anyways, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Let's get this conversation going. And let me know too in the comment section what you think can fix Canada. What you think can be done to improve the economy, can be done to improve the general life in Canada so we can make Canada better, or at least keep the hope alive, keep the hope burning. Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, it's been your man, King K. Glad to be back.